Imagine a man so revered yet so mysterious that his final resting place remains hidden to this very day. Welcome to Decode Vale, where we unravel the profound and the mystical. Today we delve into the enigmatic story of Moses, a towering figure in Christian mysticism whose body was never found. Why did God choose to conceal his final resting place? In this episode we explore the life and legacy of Moses, the theological implications of his undiscovered tomb, and the lessons we can draw from this mystery. Prepare yourself for a journey through ancient texts, scholarly interpretations, and spiritual reflections. Introduction to Moses. The early life of Moses. Our journey begins with the birth of Moses, a tale steeped in divine intervention and prophetic destiny. Born into the harsh reality of Egyptian slavery, Moses was hidden by his mother to escape Pharaoh's decree to kill all newborn Hebrew boys. Rescued by Pharaoh's daughter and raised in the Egyptian court, Moses' early life was a testament to God's providence and preparation for his future mission. The Exodus. As Moses grows, his sense of justice and identity as a Hebrew intensifies. An encounter with an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave leads Moses to flee to Midian, where he encounters God in the form of a burning bush. This moment marks the beginning of his divine mission. God commands Moses to return to Egypt and lead the Israelites out of bondage, a task that culminates in the miraculous parting of the Red Sea and the Israelites' escape from Egypt. Moses' leadership during the Exodus is a cornerstone of his legacy. He becomes the mediator of God's covenant with Israel, receiving the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. These laws form the bedrock of Judeo-Christian ethics and highlight Moses' role as a lawgiver and prophet. The wilderness journey. The journey through the wilderness is fraught with challenges. The Israelites frequently rebel and doubt, but Moses' unwavering faith and leadership guide them. Despite his close relationship with God, Moses himself is not without flaws. His moment of anger at Meribah, where he strikes a rock to bring forth water, leads to God's decree that he will not enter the promised land. The death of Moses. As Moses' life draws to a close, he ascends Mount Nebo, where God shows him the promised land from a distance. Deuteronomy 34:5-6 states, "So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab opposite Beth Peor. But no man knows his burial place to this day." The mysterious nature of his burial site leaves us with profound questions about the divine purpose behind this concealment. Through Moses' story, we see a man chosen by God to lead, to deliver, and to legislate. His journey from the banks of the Nile to the heights of Mount Nebo is a powerful narrative of faith, obedience, and divine purpose. In understanding Moses, we gain insights into the very nature of God's relationship with humanity and the unfolding of his divine plan. The theological significance of Moses' death. Biblical account of Moses' death. In Deuteronomy 34:5-6, we find a poignant and mysterious account. "So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord, and he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab opposite Beth Peor. But no man knows his burial place to this day." This passage raises significant theological questions. Why did God himself take the responsibility of burying Moses? And why is the location of his grave kept a secret? Interpretations and symbolism. Scholars and theologians have pondered these questions for centuries. One interpretation suggests that the hidden burial site underscores the unique relationship between Moses and God. Unlike other patriarchs whose burial sites are known and revered, Moses' hidden tomb redirects focus from the physical to the spiritual. It symbolizes the transcendence of Moses' mission and the intimate covenant he shared with God. Another perspective is that by concealing Moses' tomb, God prevents the potential for idolatry. The Israelites, prone to worshiping physical objects and sites, might have turned Moses' grave into a place of undue veneration. By keeping the location unknown, the emphasis remains on the teachings and laws that Moses delivered, rather than on a physical monument. Spiritual implications. Moses' mysterious burial can also be seen as a call to spiritual maturity. It challenges believers to seek God beyond tangible relics and to cultivate a personal inward faith. Just as Moses' leadership was marked by encounters with the divine that transcended physical reality, so too are we invited to experience God in ways that go beyond the material world. Mystery and faith. The enigma of Moses' death and burial invites us into a deeper faith. It mirrors the mysterious ways in which God often works, ways that are not always meant to be fully understood. This mystery encourages believers to trust in God's sovereignty and to find peace in the unknown, echoing the words of Proverbs 3:5-6, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Legacy and leadership. Finally, Moses' concealed tomb highlights the enduring nature of his spiritual legacy. It is not his physical presence that impacts future generations, but the spiritual and moral foundation he laid. Moses' life and death teach us that true leadership and influence are rooted in faithfulness to God's call and in the impact we have on others through our actions and teachings. Practical spirituality. Lessons from Moses' hidden tomb. Detachment from the material. One profound lesson from the story of Moses' hidden tomb is the call to detach from the material world. Moses, a leader who performed miracles and delivered God's law, left behind no physical monument. This absence directs us to focus on spiritual legacy over physical artifacts. As modern believers, we are encouraged to look beyond the material, recognizing that true spiritual wealth lies in our relationship with God and the impact we have on others. Faith in the unseen. In an age where tangible proof is often demanded, Moses' hidden tomb challenges us to develop faith in the unseen. Hebrews 11:1 reminds us that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. The mystery of Moses' burial site invites us to trust in God's invisible workings and to cultivate a faith that transcends physical evidence. This lesson is particularly relevant today as we navigate a world that often prioritizes the material over the spiritual. Legacy beyond the physical. Moses' story teaches us that our true legacy is not in what we leave behind physically, but in the spiritual and moral impact we have on others. By focusing on living a life of faith, integrity, and service, we can create a lasting legacy that endures beyond our earthly existence. This perspective encourages us to invest in relationships, community, and spiritual growth, rather than accumulating material wealth. Modern parallels. Consider the lives of contemporary figures who have made significant spiritual and moral contributions without leaving behind grand physical monuments. Figures like Mother Teresa, whose legacy of compassion and service continues to inspire, or Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream of equality and justice still resonates. These individuals remind us that the most powerful legacies are those built on faith, love, and justice. Personal reflection and application. Reflect on your own life and the legacy you are building. Are you investing in material possessions that will fade? Or are you cultivating a spiritual legacy that will endure? The story of Moses' hidden tomb invites us to prioritize our spiritual journey and to focus on the impact we have on others. Let this reflection guide you in making choices that align with your faith and values, ensuring that your legacy is one of lasting significance. Real-life anecdotes, modern parallels. To further illustrate the lessons from Moses' hidden tomb, let's consider some modern parallels. Take the story of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German pastor and theologian who stood against the Nazi regime. Bonhoeffer's writings and his ultimate sacrifice continued to inspire countless people to live with courage and integrity. Despite the lack of a grand monument in his honor, his legacy lives on through the spiritual and moral lessons he imparted. Similarly, think of Corrie ten Boom, a Dutch Christian who helped many Jews escape the Holocaust. Her story of faith and forgiveness, as recounted in her book The Hiding Place, has left an indelible mark on the hearts of many, despite her lack of a physical legacy. Ten Boom's life teaches us that the power of our actions and faith can transcend time and space. Personal stories of impact. Closer to home, consider the story of a humble pastor in a small community who dedicated his life to serving others. Though he never sought recognition or built a physical monument, his teachings, kindness, and unwavering faith impacted everyone he met. Years after his passing, the lives he touched continue to reflect his spiritual legacy. His story is a reminder that everyday acts of faith and love can create ripples that extend far beyond our earthly existence. As you reflect on these anecdotes, think about the individuals in your life who have influenced you spiritually. Their legacy may not be marked by grand physical structures, but by the lasting impact they have had on your faith and character. These stories remind us that true spiritual influence is measured not by what we leave behind physically, but by the positive change we inspire in others. You've been watching Decode Vale, your guide to unraveling the profound mysteries of Christian mysticism. We hope this exploration of Moses' hidden tomb has sparked new insights and reflections in your spiritual journey. What do you think is the significance of Moses' hidden tomb? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into biblical stories and spiritual wisdom. As we conclude, let the mystery of Moses' hidden tomb inspire you to seek deeper understanding and connection with the divine. Until next time, may your spiritual journey be filled with enlightenment and discovery.